go deeper now into this particular story. Joining us is Dr. Manyane Makua. He is the acting Vice-Chancellor at MUT. A very good afternoon to you, Doctor, and thank you very much for your time. Now, there have been meetings that you have had, not only with the student representatives, but also with the various unions. Let's focus first on the students. Have you reached any sort of resolution as far as the starting date for classes are concerned? That seems to be one of the major concerns, the fact that 9,000 students are still not yet registered, and yet you are happy to start with classes come Monday.
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the viewers. We've had engagements with the students yesterday, and they tabled a list of their demands. Most of which have to do with them being cleared to register, in spite of some having historical debt that the university is expecting them to deal with or to clear, or at least to pay something into it before they register. And this morning I've engaged with some of the students as well, and just as we speak a few minutes ago, the SRC president and his executive were in my office, and we addressed some of the issues which they believe are first prize to them. And if you would let me, the issues that students are raising with management mainly are about the registration of students, and then they are about requesting that the NSFAS officials should come to the institution to try to help them to sort out issues of historical debt, because they believe that some of this debt can be cleared if students are given an opportunity to engage with NSFAS directly. And then the other demand that they have tabled is that they wish advanced diploma students to be assisted with bursaries, since these are not part of the funded students by NSFAS. And then they also complain about some residences which they feel shouldn't be contracted to offer accommodation to the students. And the last issue is the issue of transportation from the university to those residences. And they said to me, out of the many demands that they've tabled yesterday, these are first prize issues which they feel management needs to address if they were to proceed with, if they would have to hold their protest action at the institution. Well, from my side, I believe these are issues that we can engage with. I will be having an executive management meeting in an hour from now, and we will engage on the issues with the students, because I believe these are not impossible issues that we can't resolve.
So the way forward now is, yes, you will be having a management meeting a little bit later on today in an hour, you say. Will there be ongoing discussions with the students in the interim so that come tomorrow morning, you don't have students once again outside the gates protesting?
Look, that is our first prize, again, to avoid that kind of protest action. But you can't stop students from protesting if they wish to. But the reason for engaging with the SRC precisely is to reach an agreement with them about our commitment to resolve the issues that they've raised with management. Yes, in the interim, they've also committed to continue to talk to us and help us to try to find ways in which these issues can be addressed.
And as far as the starting date for the academic year being Monday, is that something that's already locked in stone from your side?
Yes, our projection was to start with lectures on the 12th of April, but given the situation which has inevitably disrupted our registration processes, we will have to rethink that and see how we can accommodate the students who have not registered up to so far, and that could possibly be deferred by a few days to enable the registration process to accommodate the many students who have not been registered to date.
The grievances that the students are talking about are not new, and nor are they unique to MUT. the case of students being excluded due to financial historical debt is one that we very well all fare with. How confident are you that you will be able to get some sort of resolution regarding this particular issue specifically before the academic year actually does kick off?
Yeah, look, I'm confident that we'll be able to resolve the issues. We don't have a choice because the academic year, yes, has to kick off.
And where will that money come from, Dr. Makua? Is this money going to come from NSFAS? We did have on Newzroom Afrika a little bit earlier on today the Minister of Higher Education here who said that there is going to be a meeting with the SA Union of Students, and this is scheduled to be taking place tomorrow. Where do you believe that this money is going to come from to settle that historical debt?
Yeah, that's a complicated one, and I'm sure it is in the domain of the minister to deal with that. As an institution, we charge fees for our students to register, and it is difficult, very difficult to continue to allow students to register in spite of the historical debt that they owe to the university, because this keeps getting higher and higher, and students keep getting deeper and deeper into debt. To a point where even come their graduation time, they still owe high amounts of money to the institution. In the main, it is an unsustainable situation, which is not unique to us, of course. It's something that's prevalent in the sector, but it is unsustainable to continue to clear students to register, even if they owe the university, and continuing to give them concessions to register in spite of the debt that they own. So it's a complex situation to deal with, but it's something that we hope that we can be able to find compromises to try to resolve the situation in favor of getting the academic program off the ground.
Before I move on to the issues of the staff, the minister did speak about the establishment of an ombuds office that will deal with student affairs. Do you believe that this is something that will actually be able to make a tangible difference?
Well, it can make a tangible difference in many respects, but I'm not sure that such an office would make a tangible impact on the issue of student debt directly, because student debt requires money, and we have to try to find that money somewhere. And the question is where. And everyone is grappling with that issue, including the Department of Higher Education itself.
As we wrap up, what is the current status quo regarding the staff members who have been protesting?
Well, staff members are protesting, and their issues relate directly to issues of salary negotiations. We've had meetings yesterday with the two unions on campus, and they've raised their issues with management. We've met yesterday as management to deliberate on these issues, and there are a few things that we need to tie up this afternoon in our coming meeting. And as far as that is concerned, we'll be preparing a response from management to give to them. And some of the issues are not in the domain of management. Council will have to make decisions about some of the issues that are on the list of demands of staff. But we also do hope that we will be able to reach consensus with staff so that they can be able to retake their positions at the institution.
Dr. Makua, we thank you very much for your time. Certainly a lot on your plate as far as handling both the student affairs as well as that of staff, all who are protesting. That is from the Mangosuthu University of Technology.